What's going on? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Positive EV betting for today, for tomorrow, May 3rd. My name is Billy C. Did an aggressive slide in right there. Hope you're having a great day. So we're going to talk a little bit about the positive EV tool. Shocker. If you're first time stopping by the channel, you clicked on this video by mistake, stick around. I'm going to show you how we make some money betting on sports. So let's get into it. So as you can see, we're here on the positive EV screen. All right. And the first thing that I want to mention for you guys that are brand new to this, or maybe you're interested in positive EV betting, what we mean by positive expected value betting doesn't mean that every play has to have plus odds. Okay. That's not the case. Now, like this Nuggets game here, it's minus 110. And so I don't want you to think that positive EV betting means only bets that we're placing have plus odds or are an underdog. That's not true. So I want you to think of positive EV betting as, you know, we're kind of getting a really good deal. So this is just an example for tomorrow's game. This is the Texas Rangers minus 1.5. Usually Hard Rock, I'm out here in Arizona in Scottsdale. Their lines open up for baseball tonight, so you can get a lot of good value tonight for tomorrow's games. So as you can see, Pinnacle is the sharpest sports book in the world, or one of these sharpest sports books in the world. If you don't know what that means, it means they're the most accurate. So think of it as the price is right. And everyone's like, hey, how much is this Texas Rangers minus 1.5 game? And Pinnacle says, oh, it's plus 171. And all these other sports books have different odds. And when they pull back the curtain and survey says, and they'll say, oh, it's plus 171. Pinnacle is the most accurate. Okay. So Hard Rock here is at plus 185. And the average odds for all these books is plus 162. So WinBet has it at plus 160. DraftKings is at plus 150. So it's really simple. Like, this is why it's so important for you to have multiple sports books. If you wanted to place $100 on the Rangers to win by 2 runs or more tomorrow, and all you had was a DraftKings book, so you bet $100 to win 150, you're missing out on 35 extra bucks in your pocket because Hard Rock's giving it at plus 185. So that's the difference, okay? Plus 150 for DraftKings, plus 185, that's extra 35 bucks. That's my lunch for the whole week at Chipotle. I can eat there every day. So that's why it's so important. So we're constantly getting the best price. So basically this tool, all plays highlighted in green, so Rangers minus 1.5, all these plays highlighted in green is the side that we're going to bet. That's what we're going to bet. So for myself, and I'll link it in the description, my betting strategy. I break down this tool, and I'm going to talk about it now as far as what I bet and what I don't bet. All right, I don't pay attention to this percent sign. I don't pay attention to the recommended bet size. I don't pay attention to market width. I don't pay attention to the odds that we're getting. I only pay attention to the no vig fair odds. What's the no vig fair odds? That's the fair price. That's like if you're going to buy a car, and you go to the dealership, and they say this car is worth $20,000. And then you're like, well, let me see the Kelley Blue Book or the Carfax, see what the fair price is. That's what the no vig fair odds are. So we want to be getting a better price than the no vig fair odds. And that's what we're doing here with the Rangers bet, right? Everybody else in the market has this like 155, 160, 165, plus 170. We know that the average odds are plus 161. The fair odds, the true fair price for this bet is plus 170, and we're getting it at plus 185. So you're getting a better price than what it's at, than what the market is showing, and you're getting a better price than the fair price. That's positive expected value. This is just one bet, but when you start to do 5 bets, 50 bets, 100 bets, 1,000 bets, 10,000 bets, and you consistently get an edge, that's how you fill your pockets full of cash time and time again. So now for everyone out there that sees this, okay, all these plays have an edge. All these ones in green, whether it's a soccer play, a tennis match, a baseball game, they all have an edge. But what you need to understand, and this is me in Arizona, right? So if you click up here on the right-hand side, you can change your state wherever you're located. You can change it in the U.S. Also for Canada and Europe, and we have a couple other countries out here in the world, all right? So the odds will vary state to state sometimes. So, but what you need to understand is that that when we click on this calculator here, all odds are associated with a win percentage. So plus 170 spot 1-2 means that you have a 37% chance of hitting. So for myself, I don't play. I wouldn't play this bet. It's not my cup of tea. It's too risky for me. All right. So to kind of break it down for you, I only place games that are in plus 130. So not the odds that we're getting. Like I don't pay attention to the Rangers plus 185. Let me scroll down here a little more to see if I can find one here for you. So basically right here, this Oilers Golden Knights first period total. See how it's plus 135? I wouldn't bet this, but this is what I pay attention to, the plus 135. I don't care if we're getting at plus 140. I need it to be at least plus 130 for me to make the bet. Now, here's the reason why I don't place plus 170 bets. This play has an edge, has a 5.51% profit margin, as we call it. That's really good. Well, because at plus 170, if we go to an odds converter calculator, plus 170 means that you have to have a win probability of 30. You have a win probability of 37%. So if all we bet were plus 170 odd bets, right? So we're plus 170 and we hit 40% of the time, we're making a lot of money. But I can't stomach the fact that I'm going to be losing 60% of my bets. That don't work for Billy. I can't do that. That sucks for me. Day in and day out, knowing that you're losing 6 out of your 10 bets, but you're still making money. Now, if you've ever seen anyone on Twitter or Alex or anyone else post their win-loss record, I myself have a losing record as far as wins and losses. And you'd be like, well, how can you have a losing record but still make money betting on sports? Well, that's because everyone out there that you pay for your picks out there, that you pay for picks that are the handicappers on Twitter, they're giving you odds they're making you place bets that have like minus 130, which means you have to hit 56% of the time. But when you live in the world where I live in, where maybe you're consistently betting the plus 115s, the plus 110s, you only have to hit above 46.5%, excuse me. So if I win 48% of my bets and I'm consistently betting plus 115 odds, then that's how I make money, but I still have a losing record as far as wins and losses. That's how it goes. So for me, in controlling my variance on a day in and day out basis, I do not like to bet anything more than plus 130. I'll tweak it from time to time, but I like to keep it in that range between plus 130 to minus 200, right? So if it's plus 110, plus 115, plus 100, minus 110, minus 120, minus 150, minus 170, minus 200, I'll bet it. Now, on the filters I'm using, it's just the recommended filters here. And usually in the recommended filters, you only see a bet that's like minus 210 or minus 240. Like for me, I've seen it like 5 times a year. It doesn't really happen all that often. If it did, now if we took the recommended filters off, we'd see all kinds of crazy odds and bets. So this is the tool. It's pretty simple. If it's in green, we play it. Now you have to decide what your odds are, what odds you're comfortable playing. So try out a couple of these bets. See if you like it. Place these plus 180s, these plus 188s. Just remember, though, that if you lose, 4 out of these 6 bets, you're still going to make money because, as we said, plus 170 gives you a 37% chance. So obviously, plus 185 is only 35%. So if you're hitting 40% of those 4 out of 40% of those bets, you're making money. So the other thing that I love to do is the bet tracker. So if you look at my bet tracker right now, these are currently plays I have outstanding. So feel free to take a screenshot and get some plays in right now. I've made some bets. But the other way that you're going to be profitable is beating the closing line value, or the CLV. So what's the closing line value? Basically, at the time that you place the bet, so like for me, I placed tomorrow Reds plus 2.5. I got it at minus 130. Or let's just use this one down here. Tonight's game, Reds Padres under 8. I placed the bet at plus 115 at the time that I placed it. When the game started, the final closing line was plus 121. Why do we want to beat the closing line value? The lights in Vegas don't stay on for no reason, ladies and gentlemen. So the more times that you can beat the closing line value, which means you beat Vegas, that's how you're going to be profitable. So you're going to see a lot of profitable sports bettors that are going to be beating the closing line value at plus, over 60% of the time. The really good ones, 70% of the time. Now, you're going to see maybe some people that have only been using OddsJam for 2 or 3 weeks that have beaten the closing line value like 75 to 80% of the time. And that's awesome. But when you start placing 500, 1,000, 2,000 bets, your closing line value you can still stay around 70%. I'm not saying you can't, but it's tough. But as long as you're in that high 60s, mid 60s, you're in good shape. Sometimes, though, the closing line value works against me. So, and I still win the bet. So right now, I know this Reds-Padres game, it was 1-1 in extra innings. I didn't beat the closing line value here, but I'm going to win this bet. I can show you plenty of bets that I lost, that I beat the closing line value plenty of times, and the bet still lost, right? Here's a great one tonight. The Knicks won by 6. I had them -7. I got them at plus 109. But right at tip-off, you would have got this line at minus 136, right? And it still lost. That's a big swing. Plus 109 to closing line value minus 136, still lost. So this kind of happens, but the more times you can beat Vegas, the more times you're going to be profit. You're going to make some money and have an edge. So the only reason why I'm not going through right now and ripping plays on the positive EV tool is because there's not a lot of plays that I would play. There's tons of plays. I would play this Nuggets game, but I've checked both these sports books, Superbook and Betfred, and both of them have the line at plus 3.5 at minus 110. So this technically doesn't exist. Sometimes this happens, and the tool just kind of it takes a while for it to refresh and get this fresh. Normally, I would place this over 9.5 on the Red Sox Blue Jays game, but I'm severely limited on BetMGM. Severely limited, like I can only place this bet for probably $15, and it's really not worth my time. I'm not trying to sound like a big shot, but my average unit size, my one unit size for one unit is $275 this month. So placing a $15 bet just really doesn't do it for me. So one thing that we can do, though, is I did see this. So we got one right here. So Kyle Wright under 4.5 player strikeouts. I'm going to play this bet. Why? Because I don't care we're getting at plus 128. I don't care. I don't care if it's the recommended bet size says, well, you should only bet $50. I don't care if the market width is 34 cents. I don't care if the edge is 1.84%. Where the Novik fair odds is plus 123. And since that's below plus 130, hey, baby, I'm placing that, right? So plus 123.89 gives me a 44.67% chance. So let me bring on FanDuel here. Let me log in there and let me place this bet. Now, a lot of people have questions and concerns about being limited on sports books. And I'm going to give you a little secret of the pros, Shooter McGavin style. You're going to get limited on all sports books if you make money. Most of them, I should say. Caesars, WinBet so far, I've been using them for 2 years and I haven't been limited and I've made money for sure on them. All sports books, though, if they see you become profitable over time, you will get limited. You don't want to get limited? It's pretty simple. Just lose all your bets and you'll actually have a much larger size that you can bet. It's an unfair playing field that we have when it comes to betting on using these sports books. In my opinion, it's a privilege. So let me pull my screen over here. So we're going to go to Kyle Wright, Marlins Braves under 4.5 Ks. Got to be quick to act. FanDuel's being real dumb right now saying my location's not verified. Now, I know that recently, like about a week and a half ago, I was able to put at least $100 on pitcher prop bets. I'm sorry, we'll go over to popular. That's where it'll be. Now they're only letting me place like $50. But you want to be able to act fast and act quick. And so I know that on the popular page here on FanDuel, if we just scroll down, it's going to take us right to the pitcher strikeouts. Okay. So here we go, Kyle Wright. And again, FanDuel's not letting me do it. So I'll just place it on my phone here real quick, and we'll do some really bad YouTubing as far as making sure that I can get this bet in. So you can see plus 128. Normally it would be for me now at 275. I'd probably place about $150 on this play, but I can't do that. So we're just going to place whatever they'll let me place. And it does skew the numbers over time, but it kind of just is what it is. So FanDuel's saying I can bet $50 max. So I'm going to bet $50 max. And this is poor, but Kyle Wright under 4.5. And you can see I bet $50 on it. So next thing I'll do is I'll throw this in the bet tracker. So Kyle Wright. And it's funny because the recommended bet size is $50. So I'll throw it in here. And then also on my personal tracker that I keep, I'll throw in for the 3rd of May. I'll throw in my 4th bet because I have 3 other bets right now, and I do just plus 50. These are all my straight wager bets that I keep track of. If you're interested in wanting to have something like this where basically I track every day how many bets I have, so if I scroll to the top here, how many bets, amount that I bet, if I won, lost, my profit loss, my ROI, and then my average bet size, and then also the percent of the bankroll I retained. So that means if I bet $685 and I only brought back 73%, that's $500.91. Okay. And obviously, if it's above 100%, that means I had a green day or a winning day. But I can leave this and just reach out to me on Twitter or leave a comment. I'll be more than happy to share this with you as well so that you can have your own copy of it. But it's very important to have this because it keeps track of everything for me, right? So that's kind of what we're doing with the tool. And I place any wagers down here, 0.97%. I'll place that. This Twins money line, this is an offshore book. I will place this for sure. Here we go, Yankees money line, win bet. We'll place this right here. Let me get on the win bet. And let's lock this in, right? So it's only 1.06. I don't care that it's plus 130. See how plus 127 is under plus 130? Then that's why I'm betting it. So let me log in here. And since my unit size is 275, usually anything that's like plus 130, I'll bet half a unit size on. We'll go a little bit above that. We'll get a little frisky, and I'll put $150 on this game. So Yankees money line tomorrow. Technical difficulties there. Perfect. All right, so we'll go to MLB. Scroll down, look for the Yankees, plus 130. WinBet's one book that I could probably, they haven't limited me. Player prop bets, they let me bet whatever I want to do. So $150. Boom. Lock that in. There we go. Next thing I'll do is I'll throw in the bet tracker here. Yankees money line. Takes me to WinBet. Amount staked, 150. Oh, there we go. So this is all I'm doing, guys. The only thing I'm paying attention to is the no vig fair odds, which is over here on the right-hand side. And if it's in that plus 130 range, I bet it. I'll probably still bet this over 9.5 on MGM, but I'm not going to be able to place much. So that's the video for today, guys. If you're interested in learning more about positive expected value, want to try their tools over at OddsJam, use my code Billy20, save you 20% off every month for when you sign up. I really recommend it. I know that the American sports books, if you want the Plus EV tool, it's $199 a month. If you want just the offshore books, it's $149 a month. All right. So feel free to reach out to me on Twitter. Leave a like, leave a comment if you like this type of content. I'll be posting more consistently as far as the positive EV tool, going through my strategy and locking in bets. Also, every night I post 15 plays from the positive EV tool that I'm on for free on my Twitter. So if you want to get some free picks, free bets without having to pay, check me out. Follow me on Twitter. Just make sure you got the notifications turned on so you know when I'm posting it, and you can get some free plays so that you can make some money on the side. All right, guys, until next time, I'll see you in the next video.